Okay, so really quick, I'm going to explain a metaphor that I listened to in a podcast not too long ago. Link is in the description below for that podcast, which is pretty awesome. It's the whole concept of a lighthouse versus a tugboat. A lighthouse is an object that stands on the cliff and shines a light to ships that are in need of help, and it guides them towards the safe zone, which is towards the coast or the land. Versus a tugboat. A tugboat has to physically bring these ships towards the coast and exert physical energy. And regardless whether these boats make it to the safety spot or not, the tugboat has to exert physical energy, and it exerts, or it goes through, more risk doing so. Right? And I want to make another example. When a person is overboard, they jump off a ship and they're overboard, they're in sea. The worst thing that can happen is for another person to dive in and try to save that person in sea, and now we end up with two people who are out at sea overboard and possibly drowning. What's worse than having one person overboard? Two people overboard. It doesn't make sense. So why, and tying it to the real world example I want to make, so why does it make sense for you to sacrifice your own personal journey to try to uplift others when they don't even have the need to help themselves? It just doesn't make sense, right? Why would you exert physical force and energy, mental and physical, to try to help people who don't have the desire to exceed and pass this level of mediocrity? I had this mistake when I was younger. When I was in high school, my last year of high school, where I started developing a different perspective, where I didn't want to live the life that most people would, which is going through school, getting a regular job, regular income, and living, paycheck to paycheck. I want to get a different life, and that required a different set of beliefs, values, education, mindset, different career routes. And I wanted to explain this to people. But here's the thing. The people that I tried to impose these set of beliefs on didn't understand the value of doing so. Not like I did. So what ended up happening? I was like a tugboat, or the person trying to dive in and try to save that person who was overboard. I exerted my energy and I tried to sacrifice myself for them. What ended up happening? Well, you do this for too long and you start to sacrifice a relationship. They start to get pushed away instead of attracted to that belief that you have, right? And I don't know about you, but I do feel a little responsible for these people. And I do feel like the best thing that I can do is care for their future. But in a way, it's a mistake. It's a mistake because you are sacrificing your own personal journey for the sake of other people. And I don't know about you, but sacrificing yourself for other people when you haven't even developed your own things that you want to develop, it just doesn't make sense. So instead of sacrificing your own energy for other people who don't want to be helped, why not set an example where other people who actually do want to get helped, they follow your lead, they follow your example. And that's what the lighthouse example means. The lighthouse is the one that stands on the cliff and is an example, a leading force, a guiding force that gets you to the destination where you want to be. So instead of me imposing a set of values on people that didn't want to be helped in the first place, what I'd rather do and what I do today is I work on myself, and I work on myself to the point where I show other people the progress that I make. And since they see that progress, and since they see how much I've gone, how far I've gone from when they first knew me, they start to see, hey, how do I get in your space? What do I got to do? What things do I got to do differently to make sure that I'm a different person? These kind of things. You got to lead people, not impose upon them a set of values. Right? So that's the lighthouse versus the tugboat metaphor. I hope that helps. And if you do find yourself trying to force someone to think a certain way, just think to yourself, how much energy are you wasting on this person when you could be spending it on yourself and leading yourself such in a way where when the time comes, the right people will be attracted to you and the right people will want to work with you along this journey. Stop wasting the wrong energy, the energy towards the wrong people. Spend it on yourself and see how much your environment will change when you start setting an example for other people through yourself. If you have a question, concern, you have a differing opinion, or if something was unclear in this video, leave a comment below. The best thing that can happen is for us to have a discussion and to get feedback on how to live a proper life. So, appreciate you watching. The journey continues. The new year is going to hold a lot of great things. So, hope you liked the video. Like, subscribe, comment, help me out with the YouTube, and I'll see you on the next vid. Take care.